right? So what's this?
Placenta.
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 What's this?
Umbilical cord.
Umbilical cord. What's the purpose of the placenta?
Nutrition.
Okay, it takes nutrients. So see how there's huge vasculature here? So there's an umbilical artery, umbilical vein, feeds into this big mass of tissue. This thing itself is very, very heavy, right? This attaches to the uterine lining of the mother. And it connects to her systemic circulatory system. So she's giving nutrition to the baby through this, right? So all the food she eats, all of her metabolites, like her carbohydrates, proteins, all of it is coming through here. This is the lifeline. But also all of the waste is going through the baby, from the baby, is going through this into the mother too. And so she is also deoxygenating the baby's blood. Not only is she providing nutrition, she's also removing and clearing all of the toxic waste that's coming out of the baby. Okay, so in having said that, the lungs of a fetus, this is inside the mother. We're talking about the fetus inside the mother. The lungs are non-functioning. They haven't even shown the lungs here. But the lungs in a fetus, only towards the 37th, 38th week, which is end of term of pregnancy, only then do they start becoming functional, right? So they're deflated and they're not really doing much. They're just growing in size. They're on either sides. So there are a couple of shunts because to make up for the loss of lungs, and the liver too is not fully functioning in the fetus, right? So to make up for those losses, the fetus has what are called shunts. What the shunts are otherwise called bypasses. Okay, so they bypass the lungs and they bypass the liver, right? So they are modifications that you find in the fetus which occult or close once the fetus is born, right? So the first shunt connects the right and the left atrium. And here, it's right here, you can see a hole connecting the right and the left atrium. And that is called the fossa ovalis, right? In the adult, it's called, in the fetus, it's called foramen ovale. And in the adult, it's called fossa. Foramen means hole. So remember that, right? Foramen means hole. So this is a hole. Fossa is not a hole. Okay? So foramen ovale it's in the interatrial septum connecting the right and the left atria. Then you have this little region here, which you can see, right? Right here, that is the ductus arteriosum. Right? In the fetus, it's an actual ductus arteriosum. It connects the aorta to the pulmonary trunk.
Wait, so is it that purple?
So notice how here it's not blue and red, it's purple. Why is that?
Both. Is it both?
So the oxygenated blood, the deoxygenated blood is mixed because you have a hole connecting the right and the left side. So is there a separate oxygenated, deoxygenated in a fetal heart? No. It's all mixed blood. Okay.
So that purple part
is called... No. So don't say the purple part is the thing. So the purple represents the blood vessels, right? Yeah. But the shunt is actually here. You can't really... So they'll point here for your exam. They'll point here.
Okay.
For your exam. And so they point here, you will say ductus arteriosus. If they point here, you will say foramen ovale. Okay? So this connects the aorta to the pulmonary trunk. Then the next shunt, look at it, is here. This is the ductus venosus, right? Ductus venosus. So you see the purple artery coming out here? That's the ductus venosus. And what the ductus venosus does is it bypasses the liver. It connects to a big artery down here, which is called the inferior vena cava. And then it connects to the umbilical cord. So if they point here for your exam, you will say ductus venosus. And I'll tell you what ductus venosus actually does.